Startup One Impression bags $10 million in a Series A round led by South Korean gaming giant Krafton, this signifying a spike in investor interest in the ever-growing creator economy. Now, prior to this, the startup had raised $1 million in seed funding from various angel investors like Piyush Bansal, Anupam Mittal, and celebrities like Neeraj Chopra and Zakir Khan. How does the firm plan to use the funds, and what's the growth blueprint? We are now joined by Apaksh Gupta, the founder and CEO of One Impression. Apaksh, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. You're an influencer marketing platform. Talk to us about what you have on offer. Explain your business to us a bit briefly.
Hi, thank you for having me. And very quickly, how our business works is we aim to simplify the process of influencer marketing for brands and content creators. We're essentially bridging automating the entire workflow for a brand's life cycle to invest in a creator, whether it is a Virat Kohli or a nano content creator. We help brands to do everything from discovering influencers. If I'm an acne brand and I want to invest in creators who talk about acne or say finance, etc., I can instantly discover the right creators, look at the data as to how they perform on different social platforms, discover their prices instantly basis what I want them to do, and then handle everything from payments, contracts, briefing to tracking performance on the platform automatically.
All right, so you've raised $10 million led by Krafton. Tell us about the conversations that you had with them. What kind of synergies do you see? And also, how are you going to use the funds?
So, we're very blessed to have partners like Krafton on the cap table. Krafton is a large gaming giant, as you mentioned. I think they're one of the, for us, it was one of the best marriage we could have, since Krafton has grown their business backed by creator-driven initiatives within their own ecosystem. So for Krafton, influencer marketing was not really anything new. They've been doing influencer marketing for a very long period of time for their own IPs and properties that they hold internally, and they've been doing it at a global scale. So when we presented the platform to Krafton and showcased how we automate the entire workflow for brands and creators to come together and invest in content creators, I think it was a very natural synergy for them, because they could instantly understand the value we were creating at every step, right? We've automated the turnaround time from an average of about 12 days to an average of about 3 days for the entire workflow to complete. So there's an instant saving of 9 days of pure time in that workflow, apart from just solving for data and cost of spending on the ecosystem. So for Krafton, this was sort of a no-brainer. And for us, it was a great partner, largely because there are very few investors in both in India and abroad who understand the creator economy, given it is so new.
Right. And what do you plan to do with the funds? What's on top of the agenda for you?
So three key focus areas for us. One is we want to expand the business. I think our product is already creating magic. So we're going to invest very heavily in scaling up the business, both from acquiring more businesses such as the Unilevers of the world, and for building for smaller MSMEs and very small brands to invest seamlessly. At the same time, we're also going to build a lot of seamlessness and tools for the creators, which is everyone from large celebrities to very small nano creators, including creators in tier 3, tier 4 cities. Second, we're going to also expand internationally. We already transact outside of India as well. So we transact in countries like Indonesia, Middle East, even Kenya, Tanzania, to name a few, right? So we want to build localize a platform for those regions and also start to become significant in those regions. And third, we want to launch a lot of product offerings for both for creators and brands. So I think acquisitions becomes a very natural pathway for us to scale our business. So we're going to look for opportunities where we can partner with great founders to launch new products and services for all our ecosystem players.
All right. Also, I'm going to come back to that to discuss your expansion and inorganic growth plans a little bit in detail. But give us a sense of the business that you've clocked up until now. Where will you end this year in terms of revenue? And are you on track to hit your FY24 target?
We've been one of the blessed stories in a way that we've always been profitable as a company. At the same time, also been scaling up really fast. This is the first primary round of capital we've raised in the company, so it comes at a great time. We're actually already doing more than the numbers we were hoping for this year. But even next year, I think we're on track to do more than we actually foresaw when we started the year. I think the one key lever that we sort of care about a lot as we continue to invest in growth is profitability. every month on month, we ensure that the very core DNA of our business, which is profitability, remains intact. Sometimes we do invest in a forward-looking way and are okay to, take losses for a shortened period of time.
Right.
But at a unit economics level, we're highly EBITDA positive. So while we'll invest inorganically for growth and ensure that the targets are met, we will also parallelly ensure that we continue to remain profitable, especially at a unit economics level.
Right. So the focus will remain on staying profitable, and you're also going to hit your targets and maybe do better than that as well. What kind of corporate partnerships are you driving? Talk to us about the kind of business you've been able to create for these corporations. How do you measure your impact?
So a couple of things, right? On partnerships, there are actually hundreds of success stories out there today, including the Mamarts of the world, two smaller D2C brands, right? Who talk about how they've become larger businesses backed by partnering with content creators. I think there are significant stories in the US as well, where creator-led partnerships have led brands to become billion-dollar plus outcomes. I think the natural synergy of how the economy is moving is consumers taking more action driven by what the trusted content creators are talking about. This has become the primary way of discovery and decision making for consumers at large, and hence it is very critical for brands today to partner with the right creators that would advocate for them to the right consumer sets that they're targeting. I think our impact is very, very, very straightforward, right? We are helping brands partner with the right advocates for them to take the brand's voice to the consumers that they care about, and in a sense help them grow the business. The alternate ways for them today includes everything from Google ads, Facebook ads to offline mediums.
Right.
But the way the consumer trends are moving, influencers have become a very significant shareholders and stakeholders in that communication. So just a piecemeal of those channels without content creators being a part of the mix is not enough for brands to grow as businesses anymore. And I think our goal is very simple: to ensure if businesses, when they invest with us, can they see growth uptick in their whatever metrics they track, from users to downloads to sales. Can we drive that uptick for them instantly, and can we drive more narratives and stronger narratives within their consumer groups?
Absolutely. All right, Apaksh, we're completely out of time, but we wish you all the best going forward, and thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
With that, it's time for a short break. Coming up next, a special report on a 3-day convention dubbed as the world's biggest startup funding event and how it turned out into a scam. Stay tuned for that. Welcome back to Startup Street. A 3-day convention in India, which was dubbed the world's biggest startup funding event and prompted hundreds to spend huge amounts of money on it, turned out to be a hoax of epic proportion, forgery and the biggest scam. Aishwarya Anand brings you the full story. Take a look.
This was the scene at World Startup Convention, an event which touted itself to be the world's biggest funding festival. It promised attendees a chance to meet with ministers, top investors, and even the likes of Elon Musk, Sundar Pichai, and SoftBank's Masayoshi Son. The situation soon turned grim once the attendees realized that they have been duped. No giant investors, no chief guest, no explanations, and even no refunds.
9,000 investors were committed, angel investors, and 1,500 VCs were committed. But I just saw a couple of investors only there. Those were not established investors. Many startups were prepared to pitch, but pitch was not happening.
Founders of young startups, students, and a whole lot of aspirants who had booked tickets after being influenced by glitzy promos on social media knew that they were part of a big scam.
As student founders, the passes were really expensive. They were 8,000 rupees each. So we spent around 16,000 rupees and we got the passes. After a week or so, they actually changed their website. There was nothing like that. They were claiming nothing was there. So I asked that, I again gave them a call. I asked that what's happening. They told that we have mentioned that they are notable invitees. They are not, it's not confirmed that they're coming. So at that point, I knew that, dude, we are scam. So they told it's non-refundable. Even they offered me to get a stall over there for 20,000 rupees or something. I didn't go there.
After multiple police complaints were filed at the Knowledge Park police station in Noida, and FIR has now been filed against the organizers. However, as per reports, the founders Luke Talwar and Arjun Chaudhary have denied the charges. The duo had started QFunder, a platform that launched the World Startup Convention in 2022. The convention took place on March 24, 2023 and was supposed to continue till March 26th. The founders had claimed earlier that over 1 lakh applications have been received from startups across the globe. After the fiasco, Chaudhary in a statement said that on their website they had only mentioned who was supposed to join the event, but cannot take guarantee of their actual presence. The founders are now saying that they would file a complaint against disruptors of the event. This incident has also become a thorn in the side of the influencer founders and celeb entrepreneurs Ankur Warikoo, Raj Shamani, Chetan Bhagat, Praful Bilore and others who promoted the event.
ये तीनों चीजें एक ही जगह पे अब अवेलेबल है. The World Startup Convention 2023 24 से 26 मार्च ग्रेटर नोएडा में हो रहा है.
Biggest funding festival, World Startup Convention, is happening in Noida from the 24th to the 26th March, where you can get funding in just 3 days.
If you're a startup founder, I know you're facing tough time raising funds. Well, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate. The World Startup Convention is coming to town.
मैं प्रफुल्ल बिल्लोरे MBA चावला आ रहा हूँ वर्ल्ड स्टार्टअप कन्वेंशन में, एक ऐसी इवेंट जो आपके स्टार्टअप के लिए एक गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी है.
Warikoo, in a clarification to CNBC-TV18, claimed that the deal signed with the event did not allow such use of his video. He added that in January, he distanced himself from the event and didn't attend the World Startup Convention despite being repeatedly asked to. Warikoo, however, did not tell us why he recorded the video if it wasn't to be used. Chetan Bhagat has not responded, while Shamani claimed that the video was not supposed to go live.
This is where the moral fabric of, I'll say, everybody who's doing the promotion and marketing is not right, I'll just say. You know that these entrepreneurs are very busy in their life. They have so many things to be done, and yes, raising an investment is part of the job. But calling someone on a fake premise that there will be a lot of investors to a particular event is not only waste of money but time.
The World Startup Convention has left thousands of participants disappointed due to its lack of transparency and questionable claims. While an FIR has been filed, the organizers haven't been arrested yet, and there is no clarity if the money will be refunded to the participants. Aishwarya Anand for CNBC-TV18.
Meanwhile, it is Friday and it's time to see how the startup space fared in terms of new deals this week. 6 deals took place valued at $29 million as per data from Venture Intelligence. Here are some notable deals. EdTech company Upgrad bagged almost $10 million from Temasek. Restaurant tech platform Easy Diner raised nearly $5 million from DMI Alternative Investment Fund. Home interior player Design Cafe also got $4.8 million from Westbridge Capital. That's not all. Polytrade attracted $3.8 million from Alpha Wave Global, Matrix Partners India and others, and payment checkout solutions player NIMBBL raised $3.5 million from Sequoia Capital India, Global Founders Capital and others. Overall, the startup world has seen 153 deals in 2023 so far, valued at nearly $2,200 million.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.